My fellow Juventini, we're here to present to you the State of the Union address. And here to do it at the dive is two Daves and a dash. If you
And a
would
pizza
take
shop.
and a pizza shop.
That's an old school reference.
It is a very old school reference. If you get it, you're awesome. If you don't, you're just a fetus. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. That's it.
Well, I guess I'm an uncultured swine.
It's Ryan Reynolds, one of his first names.
Or you're just German.
Okay, I'll take that one.
Two guys, a girl, in a pizza shop, and it was, I think, Ryan Reynolds' first breakout.
Yep, Ryan Reynolds' first breakout.
So, anyways, we're not here to talk about Ryan Reynolds.
We're not here to talk about the lesser dash. We're here to talk to you about the lesser Juve and why content creators, are ducking really badly, and it's fucking hilarious.
He immediately went at them. Didn't even
wait. I'm just saying.
Let's go.
Saying. Hey, let's be happy-go-lucky when everything's rolling and everything's all trendy and all that kind of fun and all that jazz. But then when shit hits the fan, because certain folks were buying the hype and it crashed and burned, and I am here for it because, as Boyan says, Dash's pettiness is, a cure to life, and that's what
you're next level. You are next level with it.
I'm extremely next level.
Hey, there's a certain thing called like keeping the energy, and those content creators, Instagram channels, even like bigger podcasters and channels, they're not keeping the same energy. They're flip-flopping.
Okay, well, we're not going to flip-flop.
No,
we're not
we
like
don't.
that. And this is kind of what we want to get at, right?
We are always negative.
We try not. It's hard. It's been hard lately. But no, we're not here necessarily to point the finger. We're here to kind of open up the can of worms, so to speak, and let's see where things are amongst the community, amongst us, the fans. Whether it's just us here on the internet, people in the stadiums, that one kid, which we'll get into, that one kid that stayed behind, or if you're, Ferrero or Gentoli or Gatti or the goddamn water boy, it doesn't matter. If you are a Juventino, Del Piero, it doesn't matter. All of us, we're all in this. We're all going through a hard time. You have ex-players, ex-managers coming in the media about how bad things are. Del Nieri, of all people, are commenting on things. So let's kind of package this together, see where we are, and see how we roll forward with it.
Hold on, before we go through, I gotta keep it honest. Comments came in from one of the last videos. I fucked up with Beppe Maranta's start date. I fucked up. I'm being open with it. Admonish me. I got it wrong. I confused it. I totally messed it up. That's my bad, everybody. I forgot they started at the same time. That is 100% on me. I corrected Jeff incorrectly. I'm willing to take my L of shame for that one. So again, promoting the message that we keep it a buck here. We fuck up. We get it right. We're not going to sit here and duck and cover under 19 Montenegrin teams for no fucking reason. Anyways, carry on.
Hey.
And this is honestly part of the problem. And okay, this could be something we start off at because you mentioned it. The glazing of young players, unnecessarily so.
Oh yeah.
Putting all this pressure on them. And okay, right now, who are we looking at? Ajic? He's playing for Montenegro under 19. Who gives a fuck? Honestly, good for him.
Nobody cares. Honestly, like I'm sick and tired of this because it's like, look at this. You glazed people are glazing Yildiz to new fucking heights. Where again, he gets a jersey number. This whole promotional media tour, and
will he end up like Fajoli?
Speaking of that, perfectly, Fajoli. We made a documentary and we supported him through his gambling crisis, only for him to get sold and drop 2 assists against us over the weekend.
He was with Juve for 11 years.
Do we not understand the absolute idiocy that Juventus FC, EN, football club, whatever fucking letters they want to add into their goddamn name? Do we not understand the absolute asinine bullshizzery and I'm making up words because I am just baffled. I am just baffled with this because it is ridiculously stupid, and we'll talk about Fajoli and stuff. So, like, for example, Dave, do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
Can you even read that?
I mean, you might have to in a bit, but we can make it work here. So the big thing is he's saying Oh, never mind. Just kidding.
There you go. Make it bigger. That's what she said.
Give her the old clicker. So Allegri gave me consistency after the performance against Leipzig and Genoa. Motta no longer considered me. So you want to know the funny thing? I want to talk about this because we're gonna having the debunk why Max is not the end. We're gonna have a show why Max was not the Antichrist. Only Juventino fans are fucking stupid. Myth 1. Allegri doesn't like young players. He only plays old farts. Exhibit A. The only reason why Fagioli has a career is because of Max. Don't even start with the Pirlo bullshit because Pirlo didn't know how to tie his own fucking shoes. It was not Pirlo that launched him. It was Max. Yeah, Pirlo gave him a break in the Coppa Italia, but Max was the one that gave him consistency. Where Mr. TM over here said, fuck this guy, and sent him away and only got cooked by him over the weekend. But again, Motta no longer considered me. When you head onto a pitch without confidence, you feel the heaviness of training and perform worse. If you come on for 3-4 minutes and somebody tells you you have to come on better, something inside you snaps.
Which is part of the problem. You're giving this guy 3 minutes, and I yelled about this early. You don't substitute dudes for 3 minutes. Not when it's a young player like Fagioli that you need to give him 15, 20 minutes minimum just to get his legs, just to get that consistency. And you put him on for 3? You've done this to Bengula as well multiple occasions, and he's our next one that we might have to sell for undervalue because we can't manage it.
And especially subbing a midfielder for a couple of minutes doesn't give you any benefit because the midfield, when you're trying to chase a game, is not necessarily dictating the pace. Your wingers are the ones that are still trying to bomb the flanks. Yes, in a way. Sorry, I phrased it wrong. You're still trying to dictate pace with your midfield because you pass the ball around the box. But your impact players are your wingers. With those, even then you shouldn't do it, but you can get away with a couple of minutes of cameo. But your midfielder will not impact the game greatly in a couple of minutes. So I don't even understand that.
It's like he went to get his coaching badges from the Turin Giants because they know a lot of stuff, right? But anyways, but yeah, no, seriously, it's tactically, it's a tactical gaffe where you just don't understand anything as far as like why he's moving positions in the way that he is, why he's making substitutions that he does. It makes no sense to me. Like honestly, it really doesn't, because you had 6 to 7 midfielders at the start of the summer. And now we've only seen Koopmeyers start, and I don't know if he actually plays. And then we see Thuram, and then we see Locatelli.
I mean, Locatelli and
Kenny
Thuram
as a 10?
Yeah, Locatelli and Thuram, though, you can't complain about, honestly, but
Locatelli, from the defensive aspect, you cannot complain. But when I looked at his statistics from his progressive passes, it's garbage. But again, it's by schematics because
he's also the only one that's
pass forward.
He's also the only midfielder that scores.
No, Thuram scores.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Thuram.
Oh, sorry, you were talking about
Loca. Sorry.
Yeah. Talking about Loca. Yeah. No, it's talking about Loca because, like, for example, Loca's defensive. It's like, again, it's the same thing as last season. This is the funny thing about Locatelli. His defensive stats and his side passing stats look incredible, but once you start looking at his progressive and his forward play, fucking atrocious again. And I'm not saying that like Loca sucks. I'm just saying our scheme sucks.
It's just not his role. We are expecting him to do something he can't.
No, I know.
He's basically our third center back just to cover Lloyd fucking Kelly.
God, don't even get me started on that guy.
I told you guys.
I never said he was good.
No, I know, but I was the most or the angriest guy, like in this case about that specific player, and that deal still baffles me, man. Congratulations, paying those 20 million plus, man.
So this is where, like, for example, I'm going to change my tune a little bit, and because we're talking about Lloyd Kelly here. So the initial sale for Huijsen, right? I was okay with it at the time. It made sense. Like, I understood the movement. But now when you look at what the replacement was, and it's Lloyd Kelly, holy fuck, that's a stupid move. Because initially I'm thinking, okay, we sell Huijsen, we get, either it was Hanko or the one guy that went to West Ham that we've never heard from again because we don't even know if he plays anymore. But
a couple of times.
Initially, right? Initially, The idea is you trade Hoyson, you get that defender. I can't think of his name. I don't know why. Maybe because he probably killed his career at West Ham. But there we go. Tody Bench. That's his new name. So initially thinking that, okay, we replace Hoyson for Tody Bench, and it would have been a great pair with Bremer. That's the initial thought process there. I was okay with it. But guess what? Mr. Jim Tully decides to screw the pooch and not get that guy or not get any center back and not just leave Hoyson out, but loan Rugani out, which is State of the Union. Your sporting director's a dumbass.
So is that where we're starting? Do we start at the sporting director, or do we have to go higher?
You have to know if I think we have to start on the pitch, and on the pitch is start by the sporting director getting the players and the coach. So
do we have to put any blame though on the management, like the boardroom for putting Gintoli in? Like I guess what I'm asking is how much more leash does Gintoli have? Because he is on a short leash. Do we give him a little slack? What do we do?
The problem is whether or not your fucking directors and them actually know what the fuck's going on.
And that's questionable, sure.
Because one of them was falling asleep against the Atalanta game. So that's like highly suspect on whether or not they know what's going on. Right? No. If anything, I throw this on. It starts with Elkin, right? Because he's too busy glazing up Lewis Hamilton and apparently not shoring up his strategy, because I don't even want to talk about what happened in Australia. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Excuses happened.
Yeah. Very big excuses. I didn't realize that Gintoli was doing strategy for Ferrari too. Sorry, had to throw that joke in there. But I look at it from Elkin. Elkin, you need to have your finger on the pulse, and you need to be walking and saying, "What the fuck?" Like that is, if after this week, if I'm John Elkin, I am waltzing my little cardigan ass with the weirdly weird silk long button sleeve shirts, whatever the fuck they're called, and the weird Miami Vice, because he wore Miami Vice was in Australia, and I thought that was hilarious. And his little primer ascot, you walk into the Continassa, you go into Scanavino and Ferrero, and you say, "Hey, what is this?" If you want to throw in the Italian accent, or if you want to use your American accent, power to you. You go in here and you say, "What the fuck is this? Why are we doing this? Empoli? And this? What's going on, guys? We've been giving you capital injections, and apparently you can't get your shit sorted out sporting wise." And then what happens then is Ferrero and Scanavino wake the fuck up, and then they go to Gintoli and they say, "Hey, I don't want to lose my job, so fix your shit, get your shit together." And then Gintoli's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, maybe I should. Hey, Thiago Motta, can you fix this?" "Oh, no, not really. You're not sure? Okay, let me start looking for suitable coaching replacements, because here's the problem that I have with Gintoli. His track record speaks. He sucks at plan B, C, D, and E. Not really that great."
Well, this came out yesterday. Nick Semeraro. The time is right for Ferrero. His contract is running out. Juve owners are working to build a new corporate structure by the end of the year. So
didn't they do that 2 years ago? Really?
Okay. Well, no, that's a good point. They put in bankers. They put in bankers 2 years ago because we were fucked financially. Okay, we're not fucked financially. We're not great, but we're on the up and up. We're going the right direction. Okay. Keep one or two of them around. Put a sporting guy in. This is a sport at the end of the day, right? It doesn't matter how good your business plan is, because when your business is a sports team, it revolves around you fucking winning. Yeah. Like, case in point, done. That's it. You have to win. Yeah. And unless you're, in these look at North American sports, right? And you can have these dynasties that haven't won in 20 years, and they can still be successful. But in a world of tiered football, no. Because the less You perform, the less money you make, the less money you make, the less you perform, the worse you do, and you fall into the abyss, and you fall into the 5th division if you let it go, right? So we don't have that luxury like we do in North America, where there's only ever 30 teams or whatever it might be, and you're always going to get the same amount of money every year because everyone shares the potty. No, you have to make money, and by doing that, you win. So if this guy has a great business plan, cool. Steal his business plan, kick him the fuck out, and put somebody that can put sports to it.
And the funny thing, that's what Inter is doing with Oak Tree. Because Oak Tree could have told Beppe Marotta, like, get the fuck out of here. But they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They said, hey, whatever you need, we got you.
Well, it's not whatever you need, but like this is what you have.
This is what you have. I mean, they still. I got to give them credit from them. Like they didn't even force Inter to do a massive exodus of players, because like generally when you get repoed, they gut you for all your resources. Like it's generally what happens in a business sense, right?
No, I know, but if you want to recuperate some value or keep the value building up, you have to still be invested into the project. And for them, if they had told Inter to get rid of all the assets, that would have set the club or the franchise, if you call it that, it would have set them back for, like numerous years again.
Oh, absolutely.
And forcing them to do a rebuild, an actual one, because you will lose your actual best players. They would have had to sell Bastoni, Lautaro, Thuram, and Di Marco, and all of those guys. If it would be about squeezing every single penny, out of the club. But in the end, they know they're better away when they actually invest, or at least keep the club afloat.
Yeah, unfortunately, ours did invest. They just didn't know how to. That's all I'm going to say. But no, and again, like for example, and this is one of the arguments that we've seen on the internet, right? Why is everybody blaming Gentile? Why is Thiago Motta not to blame? Because the past couple of years, Max is blamed for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Valid point. However, the reason why Gentile gets the blame for this too, or he's partially thrown into the blame, the difference between Max and Gentile here, I want to clarify this. Max had no board, a board. Director, no director. The amount of stuff that Max was getting shuffled into doesn't make sense for him to get the blame at all, in my opinion. Like, say what you want about the product, that's one thing, right? But compared to the roles and all the other stuff that he had to deal with, I'm sorry, man. If you're going to sit here and blame Max, you just have an agenda. Like, at this point, you just really do.
Well, we knew that they did. Oh, not everyone, but there were certain people last year that 100% had an agenda. And it was pretty obvious because you couldn't talk any sort of sense into these people. There was no objectivity.
Because you want to know what the response was? Allegriano.
Yeah, you're an Allegriano.
We got receipts.
That's how you have a conversation. Apparently, you call people names.
Apparently, you say you're stupid, and the conversation ends. No reasoning behind it. The reason why Mr. Cristiano Gentili has blame for this is multiple reasons. Because again, the winter, Charlie, and Giallo. When you were in a Scudetto push, that's all you did. And then reasons why, and then here's the best part about it, media leaking about your coach getting sacked or your coach not continuing. Wonder who did that. And
we know who did that.
Oh, we know.
And Max was a dead man walking the whole time since Giuntoli arrived. All of us knew that he is looking for his new shiny toy, and everybody knew months in advance that it would be Thiago Motta. Some liked it, some didn't.
Yeah.
So we all knew what was about to happen, but the way it happened, to be that disgraceful to the coach that held you afloat for those last 2 years where you had like points deducted, like steered the club through injuries, you had the whole Super League shit, and multiple stuff there that he took care of, and that's how you stab him from behind.
And that's on Elkin, in my opinion.
And we said that at that moment, we said it dropped us the wrong way how it happened. all of us knew that Allegri had to go because it just felt over. It became toxic. It became toxic between the fans, and between him, and between the management, him as a coach. The players seemed to be didn't listen to him anymore, like on the pitch. And in retrospect, like maybe some people only realize when they act. When you found a girl and you fell in love with her, you split up, and then it hurts you off. Like it hurts you when you actually knew what love is, right?
Yeah.
When you actually learned what it is. And this is why now people are turning on Thiago Motta, because they actually thought, oh shit, our first chick was the better one.
They know what they're missing.
Post nut clarity at its finest.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm not saying it went brilliant with Max. To the contrary, it was horrible, man. Footballing wise, it wasn't good.
But put it this way, because people put him in this box. I mean, we have to take him out of a box. Because I'm essentially going to agree with what you're about to say here. Don't look at him as strictly the manager. As strictly the manager, there was a lot to be desired. I 100% agree. Look at him as the steward of this team and the last man to show any ounce of what it means to be a Juventino when he got fired. Just before he got fired, that Coppa Italia match, that was the last time this team showed any goddamn heart and soul of what it actually means to be a Juventini and the level at which we need to have that intensity. That was the last fucking time. And that's almost a goddamn year ago now.
Yeah.
Not to say we have to bring back Max, but we need
to. No, it's not. It's not.
It's not about that. It's just we fired a guy, spent 200 million on a young team for a young coach that has no experience.
Mm-hmm.
With big names, with a big club, on the international level, no experience, and I guess now I brought it to the coach as well. So I don't know what the philosophy is there. If you do a rebuild like that, build a young team, a young coach, I don't know why you sent the only experienced players that you have away. You effectively ripped the guts out of the team.
And then bragged about how you had a positive balance this year.
Yes, and how is it supposed to work? Dash already touched on it. We sold Heusen, we sold Sule, we sold all those young players, and you can do that. That is not my problem. Is not selling them. My problem is not replacing them. Either you replace them with another next-gen project, or you buy them cheap from another mid-table Serie A team, lower Serie A team, because you see actual better talent there. Or maybe, I don't know, France, Germany, wherever you find cheap talents, right? You only ship out your talent if you have adequate replacement, or you turn it into experience. A Hanko, a Todibo, who are in their mid-20s. Or, I don't know. Why are we never in the market for free players, for free agents? Why are we never in that market?
Because we
are not a free agent destination.
Well, there's part of that.
No, we absolutely are. We aren't looking.
Well, our stocks dropped.
I disagree.
No, it dropped. Dude, it's okay. We're not getting like the top shelf players. But please tell me, for the love of God, in this situation that we were in, we knew we had Bremer, we knew Danilo was on his last legs, we knew Gatti isn't the starter. We brought in Kalulu, loan with obligation. We knew he's not the starting center back. We brought in Cabal, he's a fullback. We made him play center back. Please tell me that you couldn't find a fucking free agent out there, center back, and I'm only saying this sarcastically because they were out there, Hermoso and a couple of players like that.
Lugani.
Mats Hummels.
Oh, Hummels. But no, the ones that we already had.
No, I'm just saying players were out there, and please tell me they would be worse than what we got in retrospect.
Oh, I don't.
In Renato Vega and Lloyd Kelly.
So let me give it to you. Let me give it to you in a clarifying thing where I say we're not a free agent destination. What I mean by a free agent destination is you have people that are coming here on frees with cheap team deals, like effective contracts. Where, like, for example, if Ramos comes in and says, "Yeah, fine, I'll take 1 or 2 million just so I can win and I can, or I'm on a competitor." Whereas, like, for example, if we were to go for a free agent, they're going to ask us for 7 or 8 or 9 million. And again, I'm not saying Ramos is going to ask for that much, but like Sergio Ramos would say, "Well, give me 6 or 7 million," right? Like, that's what I mean, that we're not really much of a free agent destination.
But I'm not saying Sergio Ramos, dude. Mario Hermoso went on a free transfer on 1.5 or 2 million to Bayer Leverkusen. We could have gave him 3.5 or 4. I would still be okay with that deal, and he would have came here instead of going to Roma first, and then they loaned him out to Leverkusen. You could have done that.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't disagree with that.
Mats Hummels signed two months after the season began with Roma. Tell me you couldn't do that. Bremer was already injured at that time. And we are talking about building the club sustainably. You don't build your club sustainably if you if you send out all your young players, replace them with mid-20-year-olds that never broke through in their career, and you get them on loan with obligations that you have to pay.
That's terrible business. I'm sorry.
It's terrible business. If you send out Huijsen for 18 million, I still think you have to do the deal. He wanted to go out. He wanted to be a starter. In my opinion, he wasn't ready to be a starter. And in my opinion, he still isn't right now, but he gets away with it at Bournemouth. But I don't want to talk bad about him right now because I think all of us agree he's a great talent, and he was at some point become really, really good. But not replacing that is criminal. Sending Rugani out, one of your most experienced players, by the way, a leader by example, because when he's on the bench, he shuts up. When he plays, he performs. Danilo, your captain, you sent him away for nothing and don't replace him with anything. So please tell me, for God's sake, what the plan was there.
There was none.
I don't see a plan.
No, there was none.
It's just trying to build. It's like he's playing God and he's trying to build Juventus in the image of his likeness, so to speak. It's clearly not working.
I don't want to be a fan of Juventus if his plan is having Gotti and Lloyd Kelly as the starting center backs.
Well, you see how stubborn he is.
No, guys, it's okay. He's a Juventus fan. Giuntoli's a Juventus fan. Everything.
I don't care. I want the fucking club to move forward. I understand that. I don't care if we make an Inter guy the club president, man. I want the club to move forward.
No, I understand, but again, that's one of the fucking.
I know, but it's
one of the stupid. Exactly, it's whether it's content creators or even people on social media. It's the same. Let's pull up old pictures of Giuntoli wearing Juventus gear. Like, this is, in my opinion, the state of the union of what Juventino are. They're looking at old pictures of Del Piero, looking at old pictures of, like, for example, oh, hey, Giuntoli wore Juve gear when he was, in his 30s. This one is my favorite. This one is absolutely my favorite because now this is the flavor of the week. Gasparini with former Juve stuff.
Like, yeah, it's the copium.
It is insane to me that, like, someone's like, oh, we should get Gasparini because of his relations to Juve and him going to Juve is a full circle.
What relations? Who is left in the club from those days?
Exactly.
What are the relationships, brother?
Exactly. There is nothing there. And that's why I find it funny that now people are already surfacing pictures of Gasparini in some black and white attire or something like that and saying, oh, look at that. He's Juventino. He's going to come back. He's going to come back home. You have lost your goddamn minds to the point where I am just going to call us Arsenal B.
Barsenal?
Barsenal. Because it is absolutely insane to me.
It's crazy.
Instead of sitting here and trying to figure out solutions or trying to have proper discussions on, hey, maybe we should do this to adjust it better. We're looking for copium because here's a solution for Dean Hoyson. You know what we should have done? We should have done a 2-year loan with a buyback clause of 25 or 30 million. That's great business. You want to know who fucking does that? The club that everybody fucking gets pissed at me for glazing, Real Madrid, i.e. Brahim Diaz. Milan, developer player, guess what? You want to buy him? You're going to pay a fuck ton for him because we're going to get him back on the cheap.
They sold Nico Pass to Como for I forgot how much, and with I believe 8 million buyback. How crazy is that?
Yeah, and you want to know what else? You want to know who else did that for him too? Us with Alvaro Morata the first time. We took him when he was young, developed him, he played well, and guess what? Real Madrid took him back for 20, sold him for 60 to the schmucks at Chelsea. That's called great business, especially when you have a youth pipeline like we did. Could you imagine? Hey, Sule, we'll sell Sule to Roma for 20 million, but by the way, we get a buyback clause for 25. So if he does pop off, we can get him back cheaper. Same thing with Hoyson. Same thing with Pajoli. Same thing. The only thing that was decent business was Moretti because that was just a loan. But everything else is with obligations.
Okay, so we've shat on the management, which we have been. We've been shitting on the coach, which we have been. How much of this now is on the players themselves? Or are they just demoralized with how they've been handled? Like
they're mentally not there.
In my opinion, we didn't shit enough on the coach to lead it towards the players and how he's confusing them, honestly, because players and coach goes hand in hand, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah, so there's a dynamism there.
Let's do the dynamism between last season and this season, right? Like, for example, last season, one of our major arguments was like certain players weren't performing. Like certain players were playing like absolute dog shit. Because, like, for example, we understood what it was. Sit back, absorb pressure, win set pieces, capitalize on set pieces, counterattack, and capitalize on the counters. Guess, like, for example, last season, Chiesa not being available. And even when he was available, doing some of the most dumbest shit I've ever seen him do. Stuff like that. Again, Dusan, prime issues, missing sitters, not being available. Like, it's for me, last season, it was easier to throw it on the players because you understood what we were trying to do and players weren't executing. Players were underperforming. This season, the reason why, yes, there's some players that need to step up and do better, but for me, it's hard for me to sit here and say, okay, it's Yildiz's fault, or Yildiz isn't doing a role that he like, for example, what's Yildiz's role right now? What's McKennie's role right now?
What's Coop's role?
What's Coop's role right now? Where it's like, for example, last season, Dusan was supposed to be the target man. Chiesa was supposed to be the in-between-the-lines guy. And both of them didn't do what they were supposed to be doing. Whereas this season, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Those were the only real two names that I feel like we needed to get rid of, and we did get rid of one.
And yeah.
And that was our problem. We had no offensive output because we had two imbeciles up top.
Yeah. And then we only had 3 midfielders for the whole fucking season because one had a gambling addiction and the other one liked PEDs. And for me, again, the reason why I'm pissed at Junto is you couldn't even think of Semerzic. You couldn't even think of moving that, but you got Charlie, which was insane to me.
That nobody ever understands. Well, will ever understand the whole Charlie situation.
5 million just absolutely gone for no fucking reason. But I look at it, and for me, that's why I look at it, and it's just like, holy hell. This is, to me, it is a Monta's lost the plot. Monta doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And then if you don't know what the hell you're doing, your players are kind of like, because last season, it was an offensive issue. Last season, we were terrible offensively. Defensively,
but we were
great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No issues with set pieces. We can give teams 80% possession. We'd be fine. If anything, they would squeak one on us. The only issue was we were relying too much on 1-0 wins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this season, defensively, we're garbage. Offensively, we're garbage. In transition, we're garbage. best defense in Europe. Oh my gosh, best defense, amazing. Thiago Motta. You want to know why? Because we were playing side pass FC for 80% of possession. What else? Like, was that? No, that's. And then we look at it. Guess what? Fiorentina 0.38 expected goals, and they dropped 3 on us. You mean to tell me that's one of the best defenses ever? If you held a team to a 0.38 and they got 3 on you, you trash.
Yeah.
You trash. Like really trash. So that goes on to me where I sit here and I say it is not player issue here. Definitely schematics. Because, and this is where I get irritated because now everyone is throwing it. Oh, the players are bad. The players are doing bad. Really? When I made that argument last season, it's Allegri's responsibility. It's Allegri's responsibility. It's Max's responsibility.
Well, we know that's not true anymore. No. Just rolling through X, which, I mean, I've kind of been doing on the side here just to see what pops up. That's the general theme, honestly, is, you know, oh, sorry. But there was one RB comps, like Pirates of the Caribbean thing where Buddy held the knife and he had on either end. One was Mata. So Gentoli had knife. He had Max here, Mata behind him, and it's just like, who do I kill? You know? Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of that shit out there, right? So people are starting to realize. I guess the question is...
I dare those people to go look into the team that we started the season with and look into the team how we ended last season and tell me which team is better, which team is worse.
This team is light years better.
This
on light years on paper.
By the players, by the individual talent, by honestly, if Bremer would be fit, what an incredible lineup we would have all over the field.
Remember when we won those 3 games and we had people telling us that
we have a coach that can't utilize these weapons, and for fuck's sake, they are weapons. You can tell me whatever you want. These players are really good players, and we shouldn't be as inconsistent, as trash offensively, as side pass FC as we are.
And you know the irony of this too is I remember this. Remember when we were doing the Champions League predictions? It was a live stream, and I had people tell me that Thiago Motta is an elite coach. Look at what happened to him in Bangula. We're gonna go in the Champions League semifinal. You guys sitting there saying that we're not making the semifinal is cowardice. I remember I was called a coward for saying that. Where are you guys at now? Where are you?
Oh, they're hiding with the other content creators that had to take a nap.
I remember I said it at the beginning of the season. I said, I like what I'm seeing initially because he's putting players in great positions to execute. But what was my biggest, still have the video clip, my biggest concern when this team faces adversity and when the things get off the wheels, how do you respond? Nothing. We never did. The moment everything fell off the wheels, never came back.
So we need to start asking the fan base, and we're going to include the content creators, right? And this is something, and again, not necessarily to point the fingers, but we disagree with some of the stuff that has happened in the sense that, like, you shove your head in the stand and it's like, oh, I just can't deal with this. And I understand people are going to point out that I didn't join the Cullen show on Sunday. I was late for work the next morning because I just slept in. Like, I was on the road for 2 weeks, and I basically showed up for a day, did a show, and went back on the road. And like I was done. So okay, call me out. That's my excuse. I have my excuse.
Not even that. I'll take responsibility. I told Canadian Dave to take time off and relax. I told him. So if anyone wants to sit there and say that, no, it's true. Because dude, you were exhausted. You watched the Australian Grand Prix, you woke up early as fuck in the morning for that. And then you had to deal with that fucking shithouser against Fiorentina. Like, I'm like, yeah, Dave, just chill, man. Me and German Dave got it. But so it's like,
regardless, I don't want to make this about me. I'm trying to make it about the fan base. Why are we shoving our heads in the sand? As content creators, you have it's an unofficial responsibility, but you have a responsibility to kind of continue the content through good times and bad times. It's like a marriage, right? That's why in a marriage you say through good times and bad, because there's a lot of fucking bad times, tons of them. I want to know how us as content creators, how us as fans, as a whole, can be more like this kid. 17 years old, the whole section is gone. And this is in Fiorentina. And this kid's standing there out of responsibility to his team because he is a true Juventino. How do we be like this kid? This kid didn't shove his head in the sand. He endured it. He went through the whole goddamn thing. And then he spoke to social media the next day and said, I don't know, I'm a fan. I have to be through. He's 17 years old and he's talking like a mature adult. Like this is my family is Juventino. I grew up this way. This is part of my life. I have a responsibility as a fan to continue to support this club.
Hell, we don't even film on Wednesdays and we're doing this. Like, we don't. This is a Wednesday afternoon. This is our day off, but we're like, yeah, we got to come in here. We got to drop something. Like, it's the thing. It is a product. And us, we have a platform. It's our job to call out inefficiencies and irregularities at the same time as we give praises when things are great. Because if I'm sitting here being happy-go-lucky, here we fly, doing all the corny, goofy stuff when we're doing well, and not sitting here and taking time off because I need to grasp my thoughts and have my little emotional support shit, because that's the thing when you're a fanatic, when you're a fan, a commentator, or anything. There's highs and lows. It's being willing to be consistent throughout it, which I think, again, 9 years of winning titles has kind of gotten us to the point where we were spoiled. I've made this argument years ago. And now you're seeing it where it's gotten to the point where this is rock bottom, in my opinion. The past 3-4 years, ever since 2019, the Pirlo season till now, this is the lowest, in my opinion. This is the most pathetic I've seen the club. Not even the season where we got the -15 or the -10. This season. Because this season, in my opinion, is a failure of colossal magnitude.
Yep.
Because even getting 4th place is not, to me, it's a failure. It is. Because the amount of money that you've invested, the amount of hype that this marketing team did, whatever that chick's name, Tia is, with the whole black and white music video.
Damn, the poor girl, man. What did she?
No, she's
what
part of it.
did she
Everyone
do to you
everyone
guys,
is
man?
No, she didn't do anything
line.
to us. No, she didn't do anything to us. It's not anything like that. But it's the priorities of the
Damn,
club.
she's still catching strays after all these months, man.
It's black and white, German Dave. But the fact that they went on this huge crusade to get these fair weather washy fans to get, oh, do this or oh this or all that, or Yildiz, look at this. And my issue is there's certain folks that instead of sitting there saying, hold on, wait a minute, maybe we shouldn't have used Yildiz for a NASA ad. Hold on, Yildiz is still, he's only been to the club for 5 or 6 months, and now we're making it a marketing piece. Or the other thing, I don't know, man, maybe we shouldn't have done this whole promotional Amazon Prime series on Fajoli's gambling addiction. It seems a little bit weird that the club is taking players and effectively utilizing them as promotional material, where it just seems very odd. And instead of calling that out or sitting there saying and being objective and saying, it's a little bit weird, it's consume. And now you're left with this awkward situation where it's like, oh. Because now, guess what? Yildiz gets sold. Say that Yildiz gets sold in the summer. The number 10.
Which
the
there's
NASA
reports
ads,
that he is.
The NASA ads, all of it.
All of it. Those $160 NASA sweaters that some of you may have bought. I mean,
If he bought those, good lord.
We still have Alicia. Don't worry.
No, I don't know.
You know what?
If Dougie goes, she goes.
Don't even.
Yeah, but for now, she's the moneymaker.
Yeah, her and that one Belgian TikToker, Celine, whatever her name is, like that's all Juve posts now is her TikToks, and God, she's so cringe too. Like they do like these stupid videos of like reflexes and all that other shit. And I'm good, like, good lord, Juve, you have better things to do. But look, I understand grow the club, make the club more marketable and yada yada yada, blah blah blah. I understand that, but the core root of what makes a club sellable to people is winning.
It's football.
Yep. It's winning. Because with all due respect, we're not Empoli. We're not some side in the province. At one point, we were top 10 in value for clubs. With all due respect, Tia and the Yildiz ads can wait. You need to make yourself actually something. Do you see Real Madrid do these corny ads? This corny promotional material? No, they don't. Does Bayern do it? Not really.
Yeah, in Germany they do. Yeah.
But is it where I'm seeing it? No. Or it's like with Juve, it feels like it's being regurgitated everywhere because it's like, well, we suck at football, but hey, we have a good marketing campaign.
They become a lifestyle brand.
The problem is, I think you notice it as more negatively if you are actually losing, but you take it when you are winning.
But again, that goes into the tone, right? Like, for example, understand the tone of where you're at. If your club is shitty, you should probably pull back on it.
Let's use this as an example.
You have to manage it correctly.
Here's a perfect example. When we were on the Twitter, the official Juve Twitter, and Beppe asked us to do like a little intro video for the Instagram to promote it, and they had just given us the Juve mugs, so we did this whole like pulled up our mugs, kind of like cheers to the team. We're gonna go and watch this team play, blah blah blah. But this was in the middle of the whole Allegri out thing, and it was apparently not cool to do. We were told, no, the club's in a serious state right now. You guys have to be serious. You can't be fun and uplifting or anything. You have to be serious. Meanwhile, you'll go and do all this fucking bullshit that Dash just talked about. No, when we're losing this bad and when we're this fucking poor, why are we spending money on junk? Essentially, it's junk. I don't care about this NASA. Does anybody remember about the All Blacks collaboration? That was actually kind of good, but nobody remembers it. It's just drop after drop after. It becomes nonsense. It's noise. It's garbage. Fuck it all. Give me a winning product, and then I'll buy some fucking product. And so will everyone else.
It's almost like this club's kind of forgot what the important thing that actually sells is.
I haven't bought any Juve product. Like, I bought shit every year. I bought a hat. Actually, the hat that I'm wearing, this is the only Juve thing that I bought all year. $40. I usually spend a few $100 on eBay here. $40. That's it.
Yeah, I don't want to buy anything, to be honest with you. Because, like, if I buy any, like, to me, I don't even want to pay for Paramount Plus because I don't want Juve to get my money. That's how pissed off I am with this product. And it's like, I'm not sitting here and we're bitching about certain things, but here's the thing. This issue is to the point where it is everything. Like, I could sit here and tell you we need a new coach, whatever. It doesn't fix what the issue is. Your sporting director is an idiot. Like, I'm sorry, but I hate to break it to you, but your sporting director is an idiot. And then you look above him. Exactly. You look above him. Yeah. He's an idiot. Because here's the difference between, and I did correct myself at the beginning of the video, but like, for example, Del Nieri, Morata, and Agnelli. Agnelli saw that Beppe, okay, your Del Nieri guy didn't work out. I'm stepping in now. And we're taking Conte. And if Conte didn't work, Agnelli would have stepped down. Or he would have had something to deal with. Where it's right now, Elkin needs to grow a pair of balls and take his ascot off.
He doesn't care, though. He doesn't care.
I know. He doesn't. But this is where Elkin needs to respectfully check Gentoli and say, hey, your guy fucked up. I'm bringing my guy in. But that's not going to happen. Because that's the solution, in my opinion. The solution is your principal owner needs to come in here and say, hey, shit's not working. I'm taking control right now. But that's not going to happen. Because now, and here's my solution how Juve gets fixed. It's not going to be popular. The only way that this situation sorts itself out is if Elkin sells to an actual football fanatic. The only way that maybe, whether it's Agnelli or someone else, the club needs to get sold. Because the way that it is right now, you are not going to progress anywhere. You need to sell to an investor or a person that wants to actually create a winning product.
Now, the problem with that is that is long term. Until you are able to sell a club, that is a process that takes 2 to 3 years.
No, absolutely. I agree with you.
That's the look. Looking more short term into it, honestly, are we willing to give Juntuli one more year if we find us an experienced coach, for example?
Well, that's going to be the real test, right? So I don't think Gentoli is going to be out. We're going to have to go through another coach.
I agree.
Maybe it will work out. And it could come sooner than later. The Mancini rumors picking up steam. It might be a thing. I'm not here to speculate on that right now, but we will not know until that happens. Whether it's this season or
Fabrizio said in a post yesterday that Juventus will continue with Thiago Motta now, but what he is hearing from inside the club right now is that he's gone after the season. That's what Fabrizio
he's gonna
said.
Obviously, and he did this last year with Max. He's gonna tell us one thing and do the complete.
No, I know. What I want to say with that. Look, if Champions League is in any danger, and it is, we have to change course now, because right now it looks like Motta lost the team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually not the guy that says fire a coach or whatever. I want consistency, like within the team. I want people to be there to learn each other, how to work with each other and stuff like that. But evidently, he and the team don't get along. And if you don't do that, I'm sorry to say it, but the coach guy is the first and the cheapest option to change. And that's where my thought is. So nobody will fire Giuntoli, because if they fire Giuntoli, they will admit that they made a mistake, and they're not willing to do that. So my guess is that the management, the financial management, and Giuntoli will, and I don't know, maybe even Erkan, I don't know who will speak about that issue, but I think they will come to a solution at the end of the season that we need to go to a different direction, and that we will find another coach. And honestly, short term, that may be the best solution for 1 or 2 years, depending on the coach, of course. Honestly, if it's a guy that has experience, I am willing to endure it, because I know we will not get slapped by teams. So I'm willing to take that. And one of my biggest problems is, do you remember how everybody said this is a project? The most essential thing is getting into top 4 and qualify for Champions League. And my problem was, we never behaved like it is a project or something you are building. Everything you did, the transfers you did, the money you spent, the youngsters you sold, the youngsters that you didn't replace, all of that screamed to me that you half-assed a transfer window in order to get a cheap win now situation. And you it was a colossal fuck up.
Yep.
You didn't communicate it, but the transfers that you did, the names that you got, the money that you spent for those names, and I'm still I'm still 10 toes down on that. No, the 10 toes down from the chat. We paid too much for Coop Miners. It was just a personal deal that he wanted to do. In this team, there's no fit for him, honestly. And what we sacrificed monetary in order to get him, that's just a terrible deal. And that was the guy we were talking about the whole summer, and that he wanted him. And we always said that's too much money for a guy that, we don't know if he will fit. And there were doubts about him being a fit. I think you can make it fit, but not for that money. You're not getting a ball-carrying midfielder that is pressing and press resistant for 50 fucking million euro. And that was my issue. That was my issue with it. So you have to clean this mess up. You have to change to a coach that knows how to implement him or Douglas Luiz, because I don't know if you want or can sell both. You have to keep one, at least in my opinion. You have Loka and Kefren Thuram as your deep sitting midfielders. Maybe you can put Thuram a bit more forward, and you have him as a ball carrier, and have him and Koopmeiners be the ones that exchange that role. Maybe you take McKennie as the backup to Locatelli, but I don't know. He's not good at that facilitating from deep and tapping out defensively as much. So now you have added the
Listen, I think you're overthinking all of it. I've always said you just need some crusty old fucker to yell them all.
Crusty old fucker.
Just whip them up to shape, get them running. Until that fucking happens, your fucking strategy and tactics honestly means shit, because you can put all the fucking strategy to them that you want. If they still drag their feet and don't give a fuck, what is it worth?
Damn,
it's true though.
No, I know.
Bitches got to start running.
Bitches got to start running. Though, like, when I look at it from a solutional perspective, if I were, the sporting director, I'm gonna piss people off. Fuck it, I'm here for it. I'm here for the smoke. I'm picking Mancini. Honestly, I'm picking Mancini as your next coach.
He would be a good steward.
That's the reason why you need stability. You need someone that can at least put in some form of stability post free fall. Am I expecting him to revolutionize the game and play hipster ball that IFTV likes to jerk off all the fucking time? Read their caption, by the way. Less than a year. This is why Allegri's destroying Juventus. And look at it 8 days ago. Here's why Juventus must sack Thiago Motta. Great fucking job, IFTV. Great job.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, fucking goobers.
Well, and that goes back to the beginning. All these their content creators as well. A few of us have played ourselves. We go when we start glazing. This is why I get mad at going back to like the things like Adjit. Stop, just chill, pull back, look at things objectively. We all make mistakes. That's fine, but stop the glazing.
No, but that's why all of us here always preach. Dude, watch for the team, not for the players.
Because it's a team sport.
Modern football, if you choose a player over a team, that player will disappoint you. He will either go, he will get injured, he will play like shit, he will sabotage the team, he will demand more money than he should get, he will let his contract run out. How many things did I dude? All of these things happen in modern football.
Unless it's a player.
Don't choose a player over your damn team.
Unless it's a player, let's use Chiellini, and then he like bleeds for the team. But if you were to talk to somebody like Chiellini, he would probably tell you, it's not about me. This is a team.
Exactly.
Go for everyone. That's the guy that should be on this team. People like that. And I mean, here we are reminiscing old times. Let's not be like those people either.
Damn, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna come in with something, but damn, I lost my train of thought.
Don't call them Starboy anymore. Like, I'm sorry, but what did he prove to deserve?
Let's just back this team. That's it. No, here we go. Good fans.
Here, I remember it. Because this is where I kind of get irritating, because this is also a life lesson, because this was supposed to be an after dark, but we've decided to go full blown. When you look at, like, for example, when things are going wrong, there's this message, there's this plethora of, just be positive, just think about the positive. No. That is a fallacy. That is bullshit. Because when things are going wrong, you need to sit and you need to self-reflect and understand why things are going wrong. You find the positives. The positive is discovering what the issue is.
Or you're staying positive. It's not just like be positive because you have to be
positive. Or like, for example, let's use, because we're using Adjit, because again, people are talking about him in the under 19s. That doesn't fix what the issue is. That doesn't provide self-reflection for what the issue is.
I mean, be happy for the kid. That's fine.
I'm not saying fuck the kid, right? Like,
no, not of us.
No, but in the grand scheme, it doesn't help us.
It doesn't do anything. Yeah. The grand scheme of it is saying, why are things going wrong? What can we do to fix it? How can we have this discussion to fix it? And being upfront with it and sitting here, because I'm not going to come on here on microphone in studio and tell you and not talk about this. Like, I can't. That's not genuine of me to do that. Do I want to sit here and say, God, Juve sucks for an hour? No, I don't want to do that. But we have to do it because that's what's in front of us right now. It's our job as reviewers.
Because none of us, we've been doing this for 3 years. We started this at the absolute worst time, honestly. In terms of trying to be like positive and stay positive. It's hard.
It is, but that's why I just look at it and it's like, I'm not saying be a negative Nancy and be, you know, a basement dweller and yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, there's an issue.
To call out what's wrong.
Yeah, there is an issue and it needs to be addressed. And we're trying to illuminate those issues for fans to understand, hey, this is an issue. If you're not, and this is where I'm kind of asking for content creators to be accountable for this as well. Call out the issues. It's your duty to call out the issues, especially if you have a big platform, because you can be impressionable on folks because of your platform. And I think it's a disservice if you duck, if you don't even address it, if you don't talk about it, even if it's raw from the heart, even if it's raw emotional outburst. It's something. Obviously, don't say anything stupid, right? But if you don't even if you can't even formulate your thoughts because you're so distraught, convey that to your listeners so your listeners understand.
Your emotion. That is communication. If you can't use like actual words,
it's called being personable.
Yeah, like you don't actually need words to communicate. That's kind of shit. Like if you're a blubbering mess, cool, doesn't matter. The point being is we are holding people like Gianluca Ferrero for falling asleep at Atalanta when he's the president. So why are we as content creators, as fans, going to do the exact same thing? Oh, I'm just going to go to sleep now. I can't handle this.
I'm emotionally distraught. I can't commentate on this.
No. We all need to do better. All of us. Remember, we need to be more like this kid.
We need to. We need to, because despite how shitty things are, he's still there. That kid is still there. And again,
we are still, yeah.
And we're still here. Do we want to be here? No.
Well, yeah.
We have
want to be here with a better.
No, I know, but I'm saying like, do we want to be here complaining about this? Do we want to? No, we have to. We have busy lives. Yet all three of us are like, we need to be here and we need to talk about this. And we are. We're not making anything off of this. We're here to do this because, again, we genuinely care about what we do and how we do it. We're not going to duck for a month and then drop a podcast out of nowhere, being a month late to the party about what's going on. No, it doesn't work that way.
Not in today's day and age.
Not in today's day and age. So, you know, sure, we might piss some people off by making these comments. Fine. It is what it is.
We all got to do better. We do.
We do.
I mean, we can be more positive. We can have better outlook and maybe trash Vlahovic less or so we can all do better, you know.
Sure, maybe I can stop getting a rage boner for Dusan. Sure, I can do that. Perfectly fine. I know Dahl's gonna laugh when he hears this because he say, "Hey, Dash and rage boner, hell yeah, mate." Like, sure, absolutely. But again, it's a community. We're a community. It's us, other channels. It's us talking and collaborating. And I honestly wish that the Juve community actually collaborated more frequently instead of doing their own things and having their own sticks up their asses. And I don't mean that in a literal term, but it's what it is. That's great content if you can have, hey, I don't agree with what you said here. Hey, I don't like this. Or, hey, you shouldn't be ducking. You should address this. But it's like, you know, unfortunately, the Juve content community is like the fucking WWE under Vince McMahon. If you're competition, you don't exist.
Oh, yeah. You
don't exist. Or if you do, you can only partially exist as the other people, or, oh, hey, this. And you know, there is a Vince McMahon-esque person in the community, and, you know, that individual needs to do better in my thoughts, but it's the truth. I've got nothing else.
Well, look, all of us that are doing this Juventus content YouTube shtick, we have a responsibility look, the club is not addressing anything, so we have to. While everything in our beloved club is on fire and it's burning to the ground right in front of us, on every single level it's going wrong, we have to call out what's wrong. Because if we don't, we tolerate it and we condone it.
Yeah.
And
in a sense, you do.
And if you actually want to impact anything, don't do that stupid Motta out, Motta and Allegri out, Allegri and Giuntoli out, Giuntoli in. Call the stuff out correctly, join debates, do actual productive comments. Don't be insulting to people like to the guys and coworkers of the club and stuff like that. Like, join actual interesting discussions. And honestly, tell me that I'm wrong, but I don't see a lot of protests or stuff in Turin, right? Like that never gets shared. Like
there was that one time from the Curva, but they've been rather quiet this year as well.
yes,
I don't know what the reasons are.
and
Maybe somebody has insight.
and if you see this much wrong, we are dependent on the locals as well to voice that opinion, because we can be here on the internet, scream as much as we want, but the ones that have the closest reach to the clubs are the people that are living there, literally.
Well, and this is where
they have the loudest voice. And
this
that
is
is
where-
how I learned it my whole life. This is how I learned it from other content creators, from other leagues, from other teams. It's always the locals that have the loudest voice, because those actually impact the club. If you do a protest close to the stadium, close to the facilities, people will notice. If you protest at the stadium, people will notice. So if you have problems, in a productive way, please, actually voice them and do something about it. But don't do this boring, old-ass, naive, dumb Motta out, Motta in, Allegri out, Allegri in, and all of those dumb hashtags. Like,
Sounds like-
actually do something and impactful.
Sounds like a time for Times Square.
Well, yeah. But and the other thing too, JOFCs, Juventus official fan clubs.
Yes.
You can talk with the people there. You guys can, I'm not saying protest, but you guys can state your dissatisfactions with that.
Some of them have.
And that's where, again, they should. Fuck Juve. Oh, you can't say bad things to us. You can't, because I know Juve is their management and their club. They're soft. They are. They can't handle. Like, for example, here's one of the reasons. Here's one of the things that pisses me off. Yeah, the Juve merda. Juve wants to protect themselves and ask for respect. How fucking pathetic that is.
It was pretty weak when I saw that were there crying.
That is pathetic.
Yeah.
You want to know how you know how you handle that? You go and you beat them.
That's exactly how you do that. This is it. They got a 50,000 fine and they're going to the Florence Police Department to find out more information so they can
soft.
Because this was,
dude, I don't even care about that. The problem is this is making us a laughing stock again.
Oh yeah, we're complete bitches. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's not just like, oh, that guys don't do that. No, like we're actioning this. We're spending money to go after these guys when we should just be hitting the pitch.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Not the Juve murder tifo. That's not what is making us look like idiots. It's the going to actual police and snitching that stuff.
Well, I think the police might have been involved as well, which is
a
problem in and of itself.
Take it on the damn chin and learn from it and actually produce something on the field. Dude, how are if the players in the next game, I don't even remember what the next game is after the international break. Hold up, I need to actually against Genoa. So if you don't show heart after this against Genoa, when you got laughed at by the Fiorentina fans, if you don't do something because hey, your name and your badge got smeared, man. If you don't show energy, willingness to win, running I don't, dude, whatever it is, slide tackling, show me something, show me that you care. If you don't do that, brother, we are cooked anyways. But then we are actually fucked because none of those players care. So honestly, if you have a situation like this, where the name of the clubs gets smeared, now it is honestly, in my opinion, on the players and on the coach to have a game plan and to show it in the next game. That is their responsibility, in my opinion.
It is. I find it funny because then some of the arguments that I've seen, we overplay for their players every time we travel there, their stadium's sold out, and then when they beat us, this is the highlight of the season, and this is how they act towards us. That's why you win.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you win. And this to me again, it's pathetic. It's like, again, you get into a fight with somebody, they pop you in the face, and then you go and you tell your mom you got popped in the face. Like Juve, with all due respect, you poach their players and you do overpay for their players, and now all of a sudden Fiorentina calls you shit. You're gonna whine about it? I laughed when I saw this. I'm like, damn, I can't even say anything because they three-zipped us with all former Juve players, mind you.
Yeah.
They cooked us with our own people.
Yeah, it's a bad luck, and now we're crying about it.
They literally cooked us with our own things that we gave them.
Yeah, we gave them the ingredients to. Oh man, it's like we gave them the stove, the pot, the spatula.
I ain't even mad. I saw it. When I saw it, I just chuckled. I'm like, fuck, hey. Let them have their 5 minutes of fame. They got it. But Juve's like, no. FIGC, can you find them? They hurt my feelings. We need respect.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody fucking respects you anymore.
Yeah, no, nobody.
Respect.
And that's the problem. Just earn that respect. This idea of, oh, they need to respect me. Why? Why do they need to respect you? Have you shown any reason why somebody should respect
you? What have you done? What have you done in the last 4 years? When you've won 9 titles in a row, yeah, you demand respect. Right now, you just got blanketed at home by Atalanta and you want respect? Who the fuck do you think you are? Respect. And you just got your cheeks shown to the whole world against Fiorentina. And you want respect.
By the way, versus a coach that is, maybe a bit younger or the same age as Motta in Palladino, with the, in my opinion, worst squad.
Significantly, mind you.
And even with our defense being depleted, I still think our team was better, and we got manhandled. So respect my ass, go out there and earn it.
Yeah, we're all pretty much in the same boat there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did we forget something?
You want to know though, on a lighter note, because this is we can still have a little bit of fun here. The Pokemon scalping reel brought us a lot of subscribers.
Yeah. And Dal called it out. It's like Canadian Dave has no idea what's going on. I'm like, no, I don't. I was pretty lost in that one, but okay.
Yeah, because it was funny, because it was just like I was reading some of, like, I started reading some of the comments, and I'm like sitting here and it's like, holy hell, like there's actual people that are talking about it. That are commenting on I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm like, hell yeah. See, that's why we do the After Dark.
You got like legit Pokemon nerds on the channel. It's something different, I guess. I'll take it. I'll take it. Whatever.
See, I'm telling you. Yes, finally. Even though it's just a reel, I don't know if
you know what's funny though, and I'm gonna call you out for this because I got excited and I didn't actually show it off. I got my Ferrari Speed Champion Lego here, and I want to show it off, and you like gave me that look like fucking nerd, and then he went on talking about fucking Pokemon for a goddamn episode.
Hey, well, it worked. And it was funny because Primo Couch's comment made me laugh because he's like, Pokemon's for plump nerds, Magic the Gathering is for fit, cool dudes.
Yeah. I'm like, does he play Magic? I don't know. Primo, let us know.
Well, I mean, Magic the Gathering became what Yu-Gi-Oh should have became, because like Yu-Gi-Oh fell off hard recently, just because the game, there's such a learning curve to Yu-Gi-Oh now where it's not even worth just like picking it up and playing it. Like, maybe 25 years ago, yeah, but now, fuck no.
What I do love, just going back to Primo Calcio, and I actually have something up here from him, just as I scrolled through the socials tonight. Every single content creator on X that has gone up about how Mata is going to change the system, new formation tactics, blah, 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 blah. He just comes in with like, I thought the 272 was completely revolutionary. He's just like, he goes in and starts trashing everybody. He's been on a warpath. So
I love that's what I love about
love that energy, man.
I love that.
yeah,
No, but that's perfect. That's honestly perfect. Because
that's what we are saying. Keep the same energy.
Keep the same energy.
Yeah, and those guys that don't keep the same energy, hold them accountable, man. There's nothing wrong. Be respectful, but hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Because
actually, sorry, no, just I noticed this last thing he says here. He says, I'm confused. I just fully digested the meal Gentoli cooked. Now they are changing the recipe. Back to YouTube to learn what to think again.
We welcome you here, buddy.
Oh man, I love it.
I thought I was petty. That's beautiful.
Oh, that's good. Well, he is from Detroit. It's just maybe it's a Detroit thing.
It is a Detroit thing because we're some petty motherfuckers. What up, dough? But like for example, I don't
championship game.
Fuck off.
Love you, bro.
Play, Eagles, play. Play, Eagles, play.
I don't do that.
But like for example, I don't agree with everything that Primo Calcio does, but I respect Primo Calcio because Primo Calcio he calls his balls and strikes. He believes in a strong he believes in a strong Italian core. I say fuck all, but again, different perspectives, different expectations, right? Totally respect his thoughts on it. So like again, that's one of those things. But again, at the end of the day, I can sit there and I can hug Primo Calcio and say, "What up, Doe, my Detroit brother." But no, but when it comes to discussions and things like that, that's kind of the beauty of it. But I wish content creators and other folks like that are able to look at it from a holistic picture. Because again, when people make a public post saying that they need to take a couple of days off to process this, I'm sorry, dude.
You're gonna piss some people off. You keep on bringing it up.
I'm sorry. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I'm sorry. It's pathetic. I'm just
twisting the knife.
No, honestly, no, dude. I swear to God, I'm about to name names now.
Well, most people probably already know by now.
Look, Beppe, we love you, but you have a goddamn responsibility to take care. Hold up. Let me look how many subscribers you have. 36,600 subscribers you have on your channel.
And how many less are we going to have now that you trashed off?
I don't care.
We're not insulting. We're not insulting the person. We're not. No, hey, no. Let's make it clear. It's not insulting the person. It's insulting the process. It's not. We're not calling out.
You carry the responsibility of. I say it that way. Enlighten these people and the fandom. Your content is not just content that you just consume, watch it, listen to it, or whatever, and shove it aside. Your content is important content to teach these people about the club, to teach the fans about the club. You are a middleman or a middleman, or you're transporting your views, your opinions of the club to the fans. And you have to take that responsibility and that mantle on. You can't just disappear when you are actually, I'm sorry, but needed the most. When everything at the club is going wrong and bad, you have to call that out. You have to be there. I'm not saying like you can't talk about positives. There are always positives, man. Like you can name positive players. You can even talk about a few games that Motta coached a good game or whatever. Like you can talk about the positives, but the glaring negatives, you can't just shove them aside because you don't feel like it. All of us suffer, man. It's our team. but we have the responsibility to be out there and talk to the people, talk to the fans, man, and talk to our subscribers. Because we have the responsibility of actually... So some of us study football, learned football tactics, know the club in depth. Like we have a whole... all of the content creators, we have a whole variety of knowledge regarding football or specifically Juventus. So we have a responsibility to teach our fans and our subscribers, and I just want to hold you accountable to that as well. So
everyone's being held accountable tonight.
Yeah, and again, we're not. And if anyone takes this out of context and says we're insulting, no, stop it. It's not. We're not insulting. We're effectively saying, hey, here's some things that are going on. We don't appreciate it. We don't like it. That's standard communication. If you think that's insulting, grow up. Seriously, grow up.
We don't even know if anybody finds it insulting yet, and you're already telling them to grow up. So,
no, that's like seriously, like, oh man, is you gonna start beefing?
No, we don't know. No, we don't know. We our viewer base usually.
No, and it's the idea isn't to start beef or start wars or anything like that. It's more so, hey, you have an obligation that you need to do, and you not doing it isn't a good look. And we're saying it like it's not a good look.
Well, there's a lot to look forward to, in a sense, improve upon at the very least. I want to know. We've had our opinions, pretty shove the knife in and twist opinions at times tonight. I think it's important for everyone else to get their opinions in as well. So get in the comments with that, because it isn't just all about us. I think we would owe it to the community as well to maybe open up the lines in the near future. Maybe follow up on this. Let's see what the response is. If you want a call-in show on this very topic, let us know in the comments, because I feel this is an important topic that we should branch out to the wider community as well, and let other people have their say. So yeah, just let us know if we need to do that, because otherwise on deck we have a German here and an Italian Canadian, and those two teams are playing tomorrow, or you don't know what day we're recording this, Thursday and Sunday. So we're going to do the watch alongs on that. And me and the two Daves are going to yell at each other.
Oh yeah.
But we'll be going live. We'll have the lines open, we'll have the chat open anyways.
Exciting games, right? For an international break. Exciting games, man.
Well, it's the quarterfinals of the Nations League. If you care, but the teams themselves are going to be fun to watch.
Even if it's like, I don't care about Nations League, but the games itself are great. Like Germany, Italy. It was Netherlands versus I forgot, and France versus Croatia. Hold up, Netherlands versus Spain. The games are actually incredible, man.
Yeah, and actually for CONCACAF, no, not everyone's going to care about this, but I know Frankie might. Canada, Mexico semifinals.
Nope, I don't.
All right. Well, some of us are going to be watching Canada. I'm not. It starts at 10:30. I'm not staying up.
I was going to say your ass ain't staying for that. Stop it. Stop it with the slander.
No, not tomorrow, because I got to wake up early on Friday. So that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Fuck you guys at your weird kickoff times. I guess they're weird for me.
That's going to be West Coast kickoff. That's why.
Dave, which time is the sprint race for you? For me, it's 4 a.m.
I didn't even check. Oh, so it's going to be 11.
China.
It's going to suck. Whatever.
They're killing us again.
I'll take another day off work just to sleep. I mean, they owe me days. I was on the road for 2 weeks. They owe me some days. So yeah, I'll take a day to sleep if I need to.
Wish I could do that.
You know what? Stick in a company for 18 years, and then maybe you get some benefit.
Hey, look, the only thing I can happily flex and say is I'm business card official. That's it.
That's right. I saw you posted on Instagram.
I'm taking Mondays off twice a year. One is for the Super Bowl. One is for WrestleMania. That's it.
I took Tuesday off this week. I just needed random after sleeping in on Monday and feeling like I slept in and I was still tired all day Monday. And I was like, tomorrow's the day off. And I tapped my maple trees, which I know some of you guys are excited about in the Discord. You can little video. I'm actually boiling it down right now. Hopefully my wife is still watching it and I haven't burnt it yet. Because maple syrup is flowing, baby.
Well, I wish you the best and hope it tastes good, man.
And I know a lot of people in the Discord as well. Talking about the Discord. A lot of people are pissed off with America and everyone wants to come to Canada. Yes, we have jobs. And especially Oscar, you said you're a physio. I will personally, I'll just take you into my home personally. I'll take a physio.
I can't even imagine what's so wrong with America right now. Why everybody wants to
They're
flee?
just pissing everyone off. What do you mean? Have you not seen what they're doing?
Fuck yeah, I saw it. That was sarcasm, man.
Okay, sorry, it was lost on me. But yeah, everyone hates America.
I wanted a statement by Dash. How it's feeling over there.
Dash doesn't care. He's
I put him on the spot.
To be honest, I kind of zoned out for a minute because I was reading an email.
Yeah, he's like, oh shit, Canada shut off more of the power supply. I gotta go start up some generators.
In short terms, I said, Dash, defend America at your present. What's going on?
Yeah, here's my defense.
Just like you, base
sorry,
president.
lost power. Sorry, lost power.
For the Spotify listeners, he went off. He was off the stream.
Gone.
His power went away.
I do upload the video to Spotify as well, so I'm potentially you're watching it on Spotify. Guys, we're on Spotify if you didn't know either. Links in the description. There's like six people. No, I know you. I'm saying guys. I know you guys know. Fuck. I mean, YouTube is our main platform, but there's like 6 people. I'm not even joking. There's like 6 people on Spotify, so it exists. Use it. Obviously, some people appreciate it.
It's more than our last collaborator.
Oh, just everyone tonight.
I just don't like that guy.
Nobody does. Whatever. Okay, we're not gonna get it. That's for like a drunken after dark. That's like a Christmas time Festivus kind of after dark.
That is.
Oh yeah.
We just get full. Maybe that's like a members only type.
That could be a members only type.
If you want to know all our dirt, we haven't really, other than when it first happened, we didn't talk about it
because it wasn't even worth talking about.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't
really.
Now it's just more so we could just laugh about it.
Yeah, there's a lot to laugh about in life.
Yeah,
and I think that's the important thing here. Is after having this, I don't mean mostly negative connotation of an episode. You still got to laugh at life and have some fun.
I'm not miserable. Like that's the thing. Like I still go about my day. It's not like I'm sitting here like, oh man, Juve sucks. My life sucks. Like
not if you're a Ferrari fan though. Then you have nothing to love.
Yeah, you know what? I was like kind of pissing on Monday. Then I went to work and like real problems happened, and I'm like, that's right. There's real problems in life.
There's real problems. I need to do.
Fuck reality.
Yeah. So
I mean, I was at the restaurant. I'm like, damn.
Oh my god. Hey, I want to talk a fun in the after dark, man. I want to have fun.
I was watching Juve getting absolutely penetrated by Fiorentina, and I'm like, oh fuck, I have a party of 20 people that just walked in. Let me go deal with that now.
Yeah, and there's life again.
Yeah, I know, there's life.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, just remember life. You got your loved ones. Me, I mean, the first thing I did after that was go into the woods with the dogs, as you guys know I like to do, and just chill out, enjoy the nature. We all got our own coping mechanism, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. It's just de-stress. Obviously, we're affected because we're fans. We have an emotional attachment. That's okay. It's a little crazy to think about that we get this worked up over a sporting team, but we do. So just like anything in life, you just chill out. You redirect the brain waves to something else and something more positive, and you move on with life. And you keep on keeping on, man. That's just, I mean, that's anything. Shit's got you down. refocus. It's a whole like inward thinking. You can see that. You can see that in an athlete.
Dash, he did the Ricky Starks.
Are you talking about?
It's a wrestler because you did this one. There's a wrestler doing like a
That's
pose
like every
that.
Marvel character with like telekinesis, isn't it? I don't know. You guys and your references.
Yeah, I know. Just
Acknowledge.
Yep.
That guy.
All right. That's all. Yeah, we went.
we're done. We're good.
Through wrestling.
We're good.
We're good.
Anyway, if anyone like it's funny if anyone actually listens to that and it's like oh, we're all laughing now. We're good. Yeah.
Hey, you always kind of finish off on a laugh though.
WrestleMania is on the way, man. Come in the channel if you're interested in wrestling. In about a month, we will do a watch party again. So
another month. Jeez, it's so long away. I'm not going to remember that. You can even remember who we play next in a couple weeks.
Who? We have a game? That we're off this week.
Oh man, I saw some guy celebrating on Twitter too that we don't have to watch Juve this week.
I know.
That is Tottenham fans every weekend.
Or Man United.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully Ferrari is something.
Yeah. Hoping for the best.
My hockey team lost that night too to like the provincial rivals. It's just
there's so much losing for our teams right now. Fuck.
There's just a lot of losing. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we should kill this awkward silence with an outro or something.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you Thursday. Oh wait, no, that's a pre-record. Fuck.
It's a pre-record, Dash.
We'll see you guys.
You'll see us on Thursday and Sunday, and
no, you guys are going live. Doing the watch? Are you doing the watch along for Germany, Italy? So you guys are
that's Thursday and Sunday. Thursday and Sunday. Yeah, be there.
No ye. Or it's no ye.
I think I'm still too old for these references.
See you guys later.
Hey guys.
Hit end record.